thank you. I'm very worried because I think we could be about to take, or about to make, the worst foreign policy blunder that we've made since King George III lost America over a tax on tea. I think a decision to pull out would be disastrous for a number of reasons. And let me start with peace. If there were no other reason to vote to stay in, it would be the fact that we've enjoyed 70 years of peace. And it's not just NATO. It's the cement of the European Union around the bricks of NATO. It's the fact that the great tribes of Europe are talking to each other, constantly in dialogue, rather than allowing themselves to risk misunderstanding. I'm in favour of staying in because of opportunity. I don't want to take away from my children what my generation enjoyed, which is the automatic right to move abroad, to live, to study, to work, to retire, to marry, to buy property, even to seek hospital treatment if you need it in another country of the European Union. And I don't want to take away the automatic right of a brilliant strategist like Arsene Wenger to come here and run Arsenal Football Club either. It's about prosperity. It's about what the trade that comes from being part of the European Union. And if it is true that we can't trade outside, why is it that Germany does 3 times as much trade with the rest of the world as we do, while being a full member of every aspect of the European Union? It doesn't restrict us. Our GDP growth since 1973, when we joined, has outstripped almost every other European country. It's about the environment, as Mark has said. It's the fact that we're working together with others in the fight against climate change, that we're working together with others on issues like world development, that is so important because we can have more impact as over 500 million people working together than we can separately. And last but not least, it's about security. You know, the single most significant thing that I did in 20 years in the European Parliament was taking through Parliament a measure called the European Arrest Warrant. I was pilloried by the Tories and UKIP. But that European Arrest Warrant allowed us 3 years ago to mobilise the whole of the French police force when a teacher from this country absconded with a 16-year-old girl. Unfortunately, they found him within 3 days and brought her back unharmed. That's the kind of security and solidarity you get. It's the fact that if you have a major terrorist attack, you can fly in blood supplies from hospitals all over the European Union because of a thing called the European Union's Blood Products Directive. It's the solidarity that you get from working together in police cooperation run by a brilliant Brit called Rob Wainwright from The Hague. And we're told about sovereignty. Let me just quote somebody who I don't normally quote, who said, most people when they talk of sovereignty mean the effective control over the destiny of the nation by Parliament. But today we've entered into many treaties and military alliances which limit our freedom of individual action. We are becoming more and more dependent on action in concert with other nations. That was Mrs. Thatcher in 1975 in Finchley. Even she could recognise that we needed to work together with others. It doesn't matter whether it's protecting your people against dominance by companies like Google and Microsoft, who cannot take on the whole of the European Union, but could impose their will on one country. Or whether you're working together with others to prevent a process of disintegration, which could be so damaging to our continent. I think if we vote to come out, we put 2 unions at risk. The European Union itself, which is in a rather fragile state at the moment, and the United Kingdom, because I've no doubt that my compatriots in Scotland will vote by a majority to stay in. And if the overall result is to come out, I fear that Nicola Sturgeon gets her second referendum. I think we could be in a very, very difficult situation after the 23rd of June if we vote to leave.